Neil from Powerol. Neil, hello, how are you?
Morning, very good, Andrew. I'm glad to say it is sunny here in Sunderland, so that's a good omen, I take it as.
Yes, I must rush down there quickly because that's a rare occurrence in my experience. Anyway, Neil, over to you to present on Powerol.
Excellent, thank you. Morning, everybody. I'm Neil Spann, Managing Director of Powerol, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to tell you about a new way to generate and store energy. Demand for renewable energy is increasing as governments and corporates look to tackle the climate emergency by setting net zero targets. I'm going to slightly take a different view to one of the earlier presenters. Current silicon PV and solar PV is good. It's competitive in many circumstances, but there are many, many situations where it is not possible to be deployed. And we see a huge opportunity for a low cost and lightweight solar PV solution. Here at Powerol, we have researched, developed and patented a unique platform technology that looks to address this issue alongside many others. And we have two applications that are proven and now ready to scale. We have a flexible solar film, which is up to 20 times cheaper than other flexible solutions. And we have an innovative capacitor technology that extends the lifetime of power electronics. Our platform technology enables a wide range of applications of two terminal devices. On the left-hand side of this chart, you'll see the two current applications we're focused on, which have market potential of over $75 billion per annum. And on the right-hand side, there are many other applications that our technology enables. And we have a contract in place with a UK-listed defence contractor and security contractor to explore two of such of those applications. So let me tell you about our unique solar film. We use microstructures smaller than a human hair to create solar power. And here's a small example here. In this example in my hand, there are 8,000 individual solar cells connected into 500 modules. This is an approach unique and nobody else in the world can do. And our partners, including the likes of NREL in the US, have never seen anything like it. Now, this approach has many benefits. I'll talk you through a couple of them. We eliminate process steps used by others, which means that when using high-speed roll-to-roll processes, we can produce the world's lowest manufactured cost at 3 cents per watt for the solar film. It's simple and cheap to install and lightweight and flexible, but incredibly robust. And you may just be able to pick up that I've punched a hole in this one, and this continues to work because of our unique design. When we put those all together, we have a levelized cost of energy lower than any other solar technology. So on these two charts on the left-hand side, we see manufactured cost per watt for flexible PV, silicon PV, and Powerol. And on the right-hand side, a levelized cost of energy analysis for a 100 kilowatt rooftop system for those technologies versus Powerol. And as you can see from these charts, we are presenting a step change in the economics of solar PV. There's a wide range of applications that we're pushing into with strong commercial pull. I'm going to pick out just a couple of these due to time. So commercial rooftops, there's something like 1 billion square meters in the UK alone of available roof space that our technology can unlock. Off-grid water pumping in India, there are 30 million water pumps, a significant proportion powered by diesel. We have a letter of intent for 1 million pumps to be powered by our solar film. That is a 5 gigawatts or 500 million pounds revenue opportunity for one single product in one single market. Our capacitor technology is used in power supply units for air conditioning, motor starts, and white goods. So let me tell you about the capacitors. So using our same unique microstructures, but by deploying different energy storage materials, we can not only generate energy, but store energy. We have a wide range of applications. The first one we're targeting are electrolytic capacitors. So these have a limited lifetime and many other problems, and the market is trying to get away from them. Our solution allows an extension of life with the same cost and the same performance as the existing technology. And we have a joint venture in place with first revenues expected in 2021. Let me tell you about the team. We've got a small but strong team with a background in energy, commercial, and scaling businesses up. So my background is in professional services and energy services in senior roles. And that's where I met Drew Johnson, who's our chairman. We worked together. Drew was the founder and CEO of Eager in the UK. He grew that business from 4 people to 5,000 and 750 million pounds turnover with an IPO in 2007 at 400 million market capitalization. And we sold that business in 2011. John Topping, looking slightly wistful in the slides. He's the inventor of this technology. He's a physicist, an expert in vacuum coating, and he used his experience of stealth technologies and food packaging to create the microgroove concept. Roger Aylard was previously head of investment banking at Deutsche in the UK. Ian McLeod is an M&A specialist. Saul Joyce is an expert in solar PV, and Andrew is a very experienced finance professional. Importantly, we've backed this technology. We've invested 2.4 million of our own monies to prove out this technology. One of the areas we've invested very significantly is in IP. We have a very, very strong portfolio with 19 patent families granted in 56 countries, with another 50 pending. We also have significant know-how creating barriers to entry. So where we are, we've proven the technology. We're now looking to scale, and we're scaling with world-class partners, including Enrel and DuPont, against initial applications. We're working with Unilever to power their mobile retail units. We're working with BIPVCo to target the commercial rooftop market in the UK. And we have our first joint venture and commercial agreement in India with Deki Electronics, who are the largest independent manufacturer of film capacitors in India. We're adopting a licensing model because we believe it's the most rapid way to get our technology into the market. And we're working with a range of companies and corporates across the globe to license our technology. This provides a rapid growth in revenue, but also cash position. As you see, our revenues are going from $500,000 in 2021 to 18.3 million in 2024. That reflects 360 million pounds worth of gross revenues and is highly cash positive and profit enhancing. In terms of the investment ask, we're looking for 3 million of equity investment to scale up and get these technologies into market. It's EIS qualifying at a pre-money valuation of 14.5 million, and we have offers on the table for 1.5 million. The use of funds is to fund the solar film initial manufacturing plant in the UK, to scale up the joint venture in India, and to grow other applications and developments. We've been very strongly supported by the UK government with 2.5 million pounds of grants secured and with 1.1 million yet to spend. In terms of COVID-19, the health and safety of our team is absolutely paramount, and we have seen some disruption to our short-term development. However, in the long term, we see a stronger appetite for storage and generation technologies, and as Andrew referred to earlier, the green bounce. So we're positive for the long term. So in summary, why invest in Powerroll? We've got a unique technology that's proven and protected. We've got commercial demand verified across multiple applications, and we're scaling up to address those. We have an experienced management team with a track record in creating shareholder value, committed to driving high exit potential for new investors in this technology and business. Thank you for your time, and look forward to the questions you've got to ask. Thank you.
Neil, thank you very much indeed. Great presentation, much appreciated from sunny Sunderland. Just as I hand over to John, a reminder to everybody to use the question and answer box, which you can find underneath the orange box with the white arrow. Please complete all your questions, and we will harvest all of them and put them all to the presenters. Obviously, we can only take a small selection today, but we will be following up in detail with everybody. John, at this point, over to you to put the questions that have come in to date from investors for Powerroll.
Hi, Neil. Yeah, lots of interest in Powerroll. Could you just say what your current revenues position is?
Yeah, so we are still pre-revenue, but we have commercial agreements that will allow us to generate revenues in 2021. And this investment round is to scale up to address those. So first revenues are forecast for both the capacitor and small scale solar PV in 2021. So we're pre-revenue. We have received obviously grant income from the UK, but we don't count that. So pre-revenue at present, but close to revenue, importantly.
Okay. You're one ahead of the next question because it is the technology patented, and you definitely covered that very well. Have you done any, accelerated aging testing or lifetime testing of the PV film?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're up to over 2,000 hours for lifetime testing of our solar panels. There are standard accelerated aging tests that will need to be passed to get products into the market. We're very confident with that approach. I mean, indeed, some of these demonstrators that we've got have been in operation for 6 to 9 months now. So it's a pretty robust system, surprisingly robust. So we're confident of achieving our lifetime targets.
Okay. Why do you think flexible PV hasn't lived up to its promise so far and achieved, higher market penetration than it has?
Yeah, I mean that is a great question, and if I could flip back my slides, I would, but I won't. Fundamentally, if you look at the life cycle of flexible PV, of which there are many companies out there, what I would say is they're basically using new materials. We're the only one using a new architecture, a new way to make solar power. Their cost base is too high. They've taken the standard design, they're trying to make it roll to roll, and fundamentally the cost base is sitting an order of magnitude almost higher than silicon PV. So silicon PV has gone down and cut the legs out of them. So nobody has got any scale. We're able to bring a very, very low cost solution to the market. So fundamentally, it's their economics. There's some great flexible products out there. No one can afford them.
Brilliant. Just let me get to this next question. There's a couple come in just now. What are your sort of next milestones or barriers for the capacitor solution to be commercially viable?
Absolutely. So the main item that we're working on at the moment, I mean, there is a pause on this because both ourselves and our partner over in India are off site at the moment, but it's basically testing. So these components require significant lifetime testing to be undertaken, and that has commenced. So the testing needs to be completed. The customers are identified in India through DECI, who obviously already work with them, and they have the routes to market. But fundamentally, it's the product finalization and testing, and that's planned to take about a 6-month period. One thing I forgot to mention in my presentation is that we are able to integrate our technology into their manufacturing process, so it's capital light. So it's really about completing that testing and getting the product into customers' hands early next year.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Neil, for answers, and thanks for the great questions that came in there.